On this video, we're going to learn how to check the 70-hour 8-day rule. As you know, on each log, we have our recap. Many of us ignore this, but if you're a driver that are going to be driving over 3,000 miles, it is highly recommended to use this section to keep track of your weekly hours. If we look here, we already learned about the 3 daily rules, but now we're going to focus on this rule, the 70 hours in 8-day rules. Many companies go by the 70-hour and 8-day rule, such as ourselves. Other companies go by the 60 hours in 7 days. You have to remember that we go by this rule right here, the 70 hours in the 8 days. Now, let's see here. What gets counted in the 70-hour 8-day rule? The 70-hour 8-day rule counts all driving time and all on-duty not driving time. The only way to reset a 70-hour and 8-day rule is with 34 hours in either off-duty or sleeper berth. The 70-hour 8-day rule is much like the 14-hour rule. The 70-hour 8-day rule states that a driver may not continue to drive a commercial motor vehicle if 70 hours of work have passed in the last 8 days, starting from the present day. So, I got a couple of examples here. Let's say we have these logs, and from each log we calculated the driving and the on-duty not driving times and added them together, and we got the totals of each day here. On Saturday we drove and were on duty not driving for a total of 10 hours. On Sunday, 8 hours, and so on and so forth. Now, here it asks us a question: how many hours available for Saturday? Here, if Saturday is today, and in the past 8 days, including today, we have these hours already. The question is, how many hours available for Saturday? So we need to know how many hours we can drive and work on the 8th day, which is today. So in order to know that, we have to calculate all these hours. We have to add them out. 10 plus 8 is 18. Plus 13 is 31. Plus 9, we have 40. Plus 10, we have 50. Plus 12, we have 62. Plus 5, we have 67. Now, so in this example, we already used 67 hours in those 8 days. In order for us to know how many hours we have available for today, we have to check this number. So 67. Law says that we may not continue to drive a commercial vehicle if 70 hours of work have passed in the last 8 days. This means that for Saturday, we only have a total of 3 available hours to work and drive. If we drive after 70 hours of being on duty in the past 8 days, we are in violation. So for Saturday, we only have 3 hours available. If we look at this example, it says how many hours available for Sunday. Here, I duplicated this chart and put it over here. It's the same numbers, the same count, everything. For Saturday, you can see that we already drove 3 and we have our 70 hours. Now, the question here is, how many hours for Sunday? So Sunday, we need to know how many hours we have left off for Sunday. If we want to go ahead and reset our hours here, we could do so with 34 hours of rest. But here, if we need to drive on Sunday, if we need to continue, we need to know how many hours we have left to drive here. In order to do that, we have to count 8 days back. So this was the old numerage, but now this numerage is going to change because now we're on Sunday. Sunday, if we count 8 days back, this is the 8th day now. This is the 7th. This is the 6th. This is the 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. And now Saturday, what we're going to do is we're going to delete it because it's not within the 8 days anymore. So these 10 hours that we had used are now available today. So that answers our question. For Sunday, we now have 10 hours available. Let's look at another example. This example asks us the question, is there a violation? So let's find out. We have our 8 days here, with today being Saturday. We already calculated the whole week, and we ended up with a total of 72 hours for Saturday. Okay, so odds are that we did drive after those 70 hours. So in this example, there's a high chance that there is a violation. We would have to check the logs themselves to see if he drove after those 70 hours, because he might have just been on duty not driving those last 2 hours. So here, the question cannot be answered. We would have to see the logs. But yes, chances are that he did surpass the 70 hours. He did drive after those 70 hours. Like the 14-hour rule states that you may not drive after those 14 hours, but you could still be on duty not driving. Same applies here. After the 70 hours, you may remain in on duty not driving, but if you get on a commercial motor vehicle and drive it in the streets or highways, you'll be in violation. If we go to the next example here, it shows us, it asks us, how many hours available for Saturday? Made a little mistake here. Now, if we have our 8 days, starting on Saturday, we did not use any hours. Sunday, 10. Monday, 10. Tuesday, 10, 10, 10, 10. And Saturday, now we need to find out how many hours we have available on Saturday. How many hours can we drive? How many hours can we work? So in order to find this out, we have to add all these numbers, which we did. 0 plus 10 is 10. Plus 10, 20, plus 10, 30, 40, 50, 60. And now, on Saturday, we have a total of 10 hours available. And that's how the 70-hour 8-day rule works.